another episode of Jay Leno's Garage. Today we're featuring a car not available in America. This is the Ford Focus RS 2010 model with 420 horsepower. This is a European vehicle only, at least for now. How did it get in my garage? It was not legal. How did it get here? Well, let's talk to the man responsible, Bo Bachman. Bo, come on in here. How you doing, Bo?
Great, Jay. How you doing?
Now, Bo's family runs Galpin Ford. They are the largest Ford dealer in the entire world, not Southern California, not just the United States, the entire world. And this is a car you can bring in, what, for 6 months? Is that what it is? And it's got to go out of the country?
That's correct. We actually have a home in Mexico, so we got it down there and brought it up here to make it even faster and have some fun with it.
Yeah. Now, this is based, from what I understand, the Ford Focus we get here in America is sort of the first generation platform. This is the third generation platform, is that correct?
Yeah, and this is a special platform for the RS. It's a Volvo platform and a Volvo 5-cylinder engine that's in it as well.
Okay. And it's turbocharged. And it's 420 horsepower.
Yeah.
That's amazing to me that a car this size has that much power. Now, it's not available from the factory even in Europe with 420 horsepower, right? This is aftermarket?
Correct. Aftermarket actually comes with 305 horsepower. We have a mountuned kit that goes in it, so it's an intake, cold air intake, and we bumped it up to get it to 420 horsepower.
Now that name, was it?
Mountuned.
Mountuned. Now they're a European tuner?
European tuner, correct.
Oh, okay.
Specializing in Ford STs and RSs.
And what country are they out of?
England.
England, okay. It sounds like it'd be Malaysia or something with that name, but it's an English company. Okay, very, very good. This has a differential made by Quaife, isn't that correct?
Yes.
Now, Quaife is a company, those of you that ride motorcycles, transmission company, I guess power delivery company you might call it. They made, I have a BSA Gold Star, which normally came with a 4-speed. Quaife made a 5-speed transmission for that, for Triumphs, for other vehicles as well. I have a Quaife 6-speed sequential gearbox in the Lotus Elan that we're building. So Quaife, that's what they do. That's what they make. And you know, that seems to be the way of modern manufacturing. You sort of boutique a car. You have the Brembo brakes, the Quaife differential. You know, you get the best parts available and you put them on your vehicle. So tell us some more about this car.
Well, it's absolutely amazing to drive, especially through the hills. You know, it's part of the World Rally program that Ford had, and there's really nothing else like it. It's probably the best handling car I've ever driven in my life. And for a front-wheel drive car, it's unbelievable. You forget that it's front-wheel drive until you get a little bit of torque steer sometimes, but otherwise, it's just phenomenal, and it blows people away. You know, exotic car. Through the twists and turns of Mulholland or something, I would take this any day of the week.
You know, it's funny because 420 horsepower is one of those numbers that was just not available in America 20 years ago. When the Z06 Corvette came out, it had 405, and oh my God, that was like that was like crazy. You know, so it's pretty amazing, and it's basically a hatch. You can sell this to the wife and kids. You know, you can put kids in the back. You can go to the market with it. If you had the normal wheels and you didn't have the 420 and the RS, it just looks like a regular old Ford.
This is my kids' favorite car. This is what they want to take home and drive every time.
That's well, you got the custom pedals in there as well too. That's pretty cool. Yeah. It's a 6-speed. Yes. Does Quaife do the gearbox as well, or is that a Ford gearbox?
I believe that is a Ford gearbox.
Okay. Let's take a look under the hood and see what we got here. Oh, okay, very cool. Well, there's the name of that tuning company, Mountuned. I'm going to Google that in a little while and see exactly who they are. I'm not familiar with that company. So this is basically, well, Ford did own Volvo for a while.
That's correct.
So this platform, this engine is based on that 5-cylinder Volvo engine, and obviously it's got a turbocharger on it.
And that's key. It's really based on the engine, but obviously the Ford did a tremendous job all the way through the car and completely differentiating it.
Yeah, it's amazing to me in modern cars how they can cram so much stuff into such a small space. You know, if this was a 65 Mustang, you would literally stand in there and work on the engine compartment. But it's all nicely done, nicely put together. Tell us about the brakes. Are they obviously discs all the way around?
Yep.
I don't see any name on the calipers. Are they Brembos? Do you know? Or are they the 4 discs?
I believe they're 4 discs.
Okay. Okay. And obviously four-wheel discs, of course.
But we just did very little on the appearance, just painted the wheels, put the cool stripes on it, a little bit of badging, and that's really it. And of course the performance.
Right, right. Okay, so if you were to buy this car in Europe, it would have 305 horsepower.
Yep.
What's the equivalent American model that you could buy here?
Well, today they don't have the equivalent. They've got the...
but the ST that's sold here, is it a 4-cylinder or a 5?
It's a 4-cylinder.
It's a 4-cylinder. Yep. So this is totally different engine.
Totally different.
One extra, or 20% more cylinders, I guess that would be.
That's correct.
I think that's right. Very, very cool. Well, let's take a look at the inside of the car and see what we got here.
Sure.
Nice interior. Recaro. Oh, they are Recaro. They're Recaro seats.
Yes.
And these are really nice, comfortable seats. Sometimes those Recaro seats just pinch a little much, just a little hard, but you could actually take a trip and be comfortable in those. Nice and out. I like the gauge package up there. We'll talk about that later when we're in the car. And it's 4 seats, so you can throw kids in the back and do all that kind of stuff. Very nicely done. Open up the rear hatch. Let's see. Okay. All right, good-sized trunk, plenty of room, and I imagine those seats fold down. At least it looks like the center section does. Yeah, it's a nice-sized car. It's not as small as it looks. Pretty full size. Nicely styled. I like the way the taillights integrate here. Nicely done. Did you guys do the stripe, too?
We did the stripes, yes.
Okay, very cool.
Custom exhaust, so...
Yeah, very nice.
It's a fun package.
Let's take it for a ride, see how it goes. Let's say I'm at $5,000 in second gear. Let's punch it. It's amazing how docile it is. I actually thought it'd be a lot noisier being 420 horse, but it's street quiet. I don't know why we can't get these here in the United States. You know, the Ford is really the hot hatchback these days, isn't it? I mean, it's beats out the Volkswagen, the GTI. This is the most powerful car in this class. The color is an acquired taste. I mean, it's, you know, when I was a kid, a Lamborghini came out with all these lurid colors, the orange and this lime green, and then so did Mopar. They had all those wild colors too. So that seems to be making a comeback. Gotta admit, I would go for a little louder exhaust, I think. But then you want to, I'm gonna say you want to be stealthy, but it's really not a stealthy looking car with this color on it, but.
It's amazingly little torque steer for the amount of power and the front wheel drive. They did an unbelievable job.
You can hear the wastegate. As I said before, this model is not legal in this country, but is all this equipment legal in the U.S.? Can you buy it?
You can buy it and get it shipped over here.
Oh, I see. This is European stuff, huh?
Correct. It's all from mountuned.
I'm surprised you didn't put a little louder exhaust.
Well, that's the whole thing. It actually is a custom exhaust, believe it or not. But yeah, it just...
Well, the turbo keeps it quiet.
Yeah.
Now, the American version of this car really is nothing like this car, is it?
No.
Yeah.
Now, here in the States, we have the Focus ST now.
Right.
Which the way they compare the difference is the ST performs like a dolphin, the RS performs like a shark.
Right.
Which is pretty accurate.
There's enough torque steer to let you know it's there, but it's not terribly intrusive. As long as you have both hands on the wheel, you're okay. As you can see, she goes pretty good. Let's take her up on the highway, see how it cruises. I don't know what the gas mileage is on this, but let's see. At 75 miles an hour in 6th gear, we're turning 2,300 RPM. That can't be too bad. You know, when you're not on the turbo, it's just like a regular car. You know, it's funny, there are no bad cars anymore. You have to be at least an A or an A minus just to stay in business these days. You know, I grew up in the era of the Pinto and the Maverick and all these kind of marginal automobiles. This whole generation of hot hatchbacks I find really exciting. You know, I've got the Fiat A-Bar. That's only 160 horse. This is 420. And the fun thing is, You can do things in this you really wouldn't want to do in a supercar like a Lamborghini or, you know, or a McLaren. And it's a lot of fun. Sometimes you can even embarrass those guys. You know, supercars are a lot of fun, but you realize this car has more horsepower than the most powerful Mustang or Corvette you could have bought just 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, back in the 60s, with the 60s muscle cars, getting that chirp in third gear, that meant you had a really powerful, a powerful car, you know, because most cars couldn't do that. And this thing, you just feel those wheels with the traction control off, just clawing at the road and gripping. I don't know how long tires would last on this, but I really wouldn't care. Of course, the big question is, will it do a burnout? It's a Ford, got 420 horsepower. Let's see. It's nice to blend the past with the future. See you guys next week.